Well, everybody wants to outplay Jamie after the flop, but it's hard to outplay him when he's holding the nuts.
Oh, my gosh. Is he catching some cards or what?
He doesn't stop.
Well, Jamie has been catching cards all through this main event, but you can't blame him for that. Eric Freiberg can just sit and shake his head after losing those chips to our chip leader. The blinds are up now to 100,000 and 200,000. Jamie Gold with 5-4 offsuit.
He knocked out a couple of players earlier in the main event with 3 deuce suited, so he keeps playing small cards.
I'm sure he's thinking, why not, the way he's been running. Over to Richard Lee with ace-jack offsuit and his special card protector with a picture of his grandson on it, and he'll make the call from the big blind. So these two will go heads up to the flop. Flop is king, is 7-10. Ace-jack still good for Lee, and he picked up a straight draw. Lee checks to Jamie Gold.
$1 million.
Jamie says his grandfather was a champion gin rummy player. Jamie bets $1 million.
Well, he's got a bad hand in both poker and gin.
Richard Lee will make the call. Lee with the big advantage going to the turn. And the jack gives Lee 2 jacks and the check mark. Jamie Gold is drawing dead. And they both check to the river. The river card is a meaningless 3 of hearts. Richard Lee first to act.
Lee missed on his straight and flush draws, but his jacks are good.
He checks a third time. Now Jamie Gold, as Jamie Gold likes to do, is going to bet it. $1.5 million.
And this will be Jamie's third attempt to take this pot with nothing. He's not making friends among the Lee ladies.
So let's see how Richard Lee does respond to the big bet from Jamie Gold.
Call.
And a good response, a good call from Richard Lee, who will win the hand with a couple of jacks and take over 3 million chips from Jamie Gold.
And that's the second time Lee has nailed Gold.
So Richard Lee's wife, Carolyn, and his 3 daughters very happy to see Richard take some chips from the leader.
I want to see if he had anything all the time or not.
I usually do not.
Don't buy real estate from this guy.
I don't believe that, Jamie.
Richard Lee seems to have a good read on Jamie Gold. Perhaps he can be the one to bring this monster. Deep inside the vaults here at the Rio, the $12 million in cash that will be awarded to the winner tonight is finally getting packed into the last briefcase while tournament officials prepare to transport the money into the poker room. On the KFC Snacker Cam, you can see the overflow crowd here watching the action unfold at this championship table. Can anybody challenge Jamie Gold? Not with pocket aces. That's enough, Norman.
No, Jamie's got all the chips. He's getting all the cards. And right here, he gets a little sneaky and decides to limp in with his pocket aces.
Next in line, Richard Lee with pocket 8s.
Where is it?
And that's probably exactly what Jamie wanted to hear. A raise to $1 million from Richard Lee. Cunningham now with pocket 7s.
Not a good time to have a pocket pair in the small blind.
$1 million chip raise from Richard Lee, and Alan Cunningham is going to play. Michael Binger now, our Stanford physicist, folds over to Jamie Gold now with a raise to him.
$5 million.
And a re-raise. Jamie Gold like.
Lee has that. Did he say $5 million look on his face? Alan has that. Did he say $5 million look on his face?
No shame in folding, Richard.
Now comes the Jamie Gold speech.
Because you know Alan's folding.
Well, Alan doesn't have the look of a man who's raising.
Why do you want to put so much pressure on the game?
There's a lot of money in there. I got a good hand. Make it easy. You fold, he folds. Let me take it down.
That would be the smart move.
If you're thinking, I got you.
Actually, even if he's not thinking, you've got him.
Lee will fold.
He's thinking about raising you.
Now to Cunningham. And he folds.
Gold made the good raise. Lee and Cunningham with the good read, getting out of the way.
Jamie Gold takes down the pot again.
Good hand, Jamie.
Thank you. I had it.
I wasn't worried about what you had.
Whether or not you wanted to play.
I was worried about if I wanted to play or not.
The only grandfather at this championship table, Richard has the constant support of his family. His daughter, Lacey, recently had a baby boy whose picture Richard has on his card protector. It's a trinket that has brought him luck at the poker table.
This is my little card protector right here. And this is my grandson. He's 8.5 months old. Parker, our first grandchild. You know, when you have a grandchild, it seems like they're at the house all the time. My wife came in one day and she said, "Here, take the baby." And I was online playing a tournament. I said, "Carol, I'm playing a tournament." She said, "Well, here, take the baby." So the baby's sitting on my lap, and I proceed to win about 6 hands in a row. And I said, "This is great." And then another time I'm playing, he sits on my lap, and I win 3 or 4 hands in a row. And so I decided he was my good luck charm. And so that's the little chip I just keep on my chips all the time. Just a little reminder.
This is Richard Lee's second main event. Last year he jumped out to a huge chip count, but says he wasn't ready for the 15-hour days. Younger players do have an advantage in the main event. It's a long haul.
Eric Freiberg with Pocket Jacks plays online 60 hours a week. Best game is Pot Limit Omaha, he says, and he makes the call of the big blind.
And when you're as young as Eric, you can play online. How many hours a week?
60 hours a week. Pocket Queens now for Jamie Gold. Wow.
1 million.
And Jamie's going to raise it up with the Queens to 1 million and put the heat on Freiberg.
And we saw Gold talk Freiberg into that call in an earlier hand for 1.8 million. Freiberg wants chips back, but he's in a bad spot here.
All in.
And Freiberg moves all in.
I call.
Jamie calls the 2.6 million more. This is the degree all-in moment. Jamie Gold with a chance to knock off the dangerous Eric Freiberg.
And this is how good Jamie is running, Lon. I mean, let's say Jamie had pocket 9s or 10s there. He probably would have called the all-in and been in big trouble. Instead, he picks up one of the 3 pocket pairs that has Freiberg crushed.
So Eric Freiberg, the 23-year-old Swede, in danger of going out here. 3-7 deuce rainbow, nothing in there for Freiberg.
Yeah, absolutely nothing there for Freiberg to hang his hat on. He's going to need a jack.
It's a 10, no help for the Swede, who's down to his last card.
2 cards left in the deck for Eric, 1 card to go.
No paint.
Freiberg needs a jack and a jack only. Otherwise, his bid to become the youngest main event winner ever is over.
It's a queen, and that gives Jamie Gold the degree check mark. I've said it before, Norman. I'll say it now. I hate pocket jacks.
I hate ace-king. You hate jacks. They're no good.
So Eric Freiberg is stunned, but he'll watch the rest of this main event from the rail, and another knockout for Jamie Gold. Freiberg's got to be very disappointed. He was not going to be satisfied with anything less than a victory here, but he will go home with almost $2 million.
And he doesn't want to go. Just another player who thought he could get a piece of Jamie, but it's Jamie who gets him.
And the hits just keep on coming for Jamie Gold.
The Degree All-In Moment is brought to you by Degree for Men, protects men who take risks.
The $12 million is on its way to the Rio Poker Room, ushered in by some very serious muscle.
It's actually reminiscent of how I bring my alimony over every month.
How many addresses do they have to go to?
Well, it's 3, but they're all on the same bus route.
Meanwhile, back at the final table, 7 players remain in the hunt for the championship.
They've got a new cheer for you going on, Alan.
The Joe Hashem oi, oi, oi battle cry being stolen by some of Cunningham's fans. And while his opponents certainly aren't cheering for him, it's clear they have respect for Allen.
He's an awesome player, and I really respect his game a lot.
He's incredible.
He's definitely one of the toughest players at the table.
Alan is the best player.
I'll raise it $2 million. I have enough less.
Yeah, he's the one.
I'll raise all in.
He absolutely is the favorite. There's no question.
He's got 4 or 5 World Series poker bracelets, and he's only 29, so I imagine he's doing something right.
Slow me down.
He's a good player, you know? You're like, he probably knows what I have.
Allen's game is extremely solid. His chips do not go in there unless he either knows that you're going to lay down or that he has the best of it.
75,000. I like the pressure. It really gets me in the zone, and I'm just totally focused the whole way. I probably play better than most of the people left in the tournament, so I like my chances.